Boker Tov, good morning. We continue with our 3-minute daily dose of Torah. Today, studying the chapter 5 of Pirkei Avot, Mishnah 8. Says the Mishnah, 10 things, Asara Devarim Nivre'u Be'erev Shabbat Bein Hashmashot. 10 things were created on Friday afternoon late. Bein Hashmashot actually means after sunset, but before nightfall. So what is that about? Let's stop there for the moment. We'll look at this Mishnah for a day or two anyway. What is that message there? To be created late in the afternoon on Erev Shabbos. And it seems that the Mishnah is trying to have us appreciate that, the Torah describes creation each day of the week. And things were created the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth day of creation. And those are all the natural order of things. When do miracles get created? Well, our first inclination would have been miracles are created when God carries them out. When God causes something that runs seemingly counter to the natural way of things. So those are what he does, right? And he steps right in right now and does so. But yet, philosophically, for many, for example, the Rambam most notably, that's not acceptable. We want anything that's going to happen in the world that is out of character of the nature of the world to have already been embedded in the world itself. The Rambam actually says that most of the miracles that we know of, this is how he's quoted, most of the miracles that we know of as described in the Torah are actually created earlier. All miracles, he says, were integrated into the nature of the elements from the 6 days of creation. That's how generally they work. Miracles were somehow put in, that you'll have a caveat that things will, that this is how it works, except when I don't want it to work this way, says God. So, for example, he says, let's just take the splitting of the Red Sea. This was thus on the second day when the waters were divided. God describes dividing the waters in the second day of creation. Nature was so conditioned that the Sea of Reeds would split for the sake of Moshe, and the Jordan would for Joshua, and thus for Eliyahu. That's what he says is how generally the events that seem to be miraculous in terms of how nature works, generally, they happen, they were built in, that God said, here's the condition. There actually is a pasuk that's described that the waters return le'etano, to their power, but the drash on it is litna'o, that they return to their condition. God had made a condition about how the water should function and shouldn't function. So most miracles, says the Rambam, were built into nature during creation itself. Yet the Mishnah is going to list for us miracles and also perhaps something else added to the list that happened later in the time that follows that day. Tomorrow, God willing, we'll pick up on the very teaching that of the Mishnah. Have a beautiful day. Think about all the workings of nature, and yet how sometimes nature surprises you, or God surprises you in turning nature in a different direction.